ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show. This is Jenganjero. Now, today we have the Matchmaker show, and you understand the protocol here that any other time we have a man on board, that man must be looking for a woman. In the same way, when you see a woman on board, that woman must be looking for a man. But because today we have a man, I'm going to tell you the kind of woman he is looking for. But before then, if you're watching us for the first time, this is the Matchmaker show. We help men and women to get matches, and the moment they get the right ones, they meet their destiny. So you're not lost. If you're new here, kindly subscribe, like this video, and don't forget that the contacts of my guests are always on my Facebook stories at Jenganjero. So you go to Jenganjero Facebook page, then you click the profile picture, you're able to view the number of our guest, the contacts of our guest. Now, I want to start with a disclaimer because the guest today is a Pakistani. The reason why I did not bring him on board is because he is HIV positive. He has a health condition, and in most times than not, people feel like they are intimidated, people feel like they are traumatized, people feel like they are being harassed, or people feel like they can be trolled, which is not the case when they appear on camera to claim that they have a certain health condition. For that reason, he asked politely that if possible we could air this video. He has been our follower from day one. He wanted us to air this video so that at least as many as of those who could be interested, there are also people who are probably in the same condition and they could be interested, they can feel free to reach out to him. And you understand about online trolls and things like that, and especially when people have certain health conditions. And sometimes it happens that earlier on, like there were times that people used to think it's a very big deal or things like that, but now people are civilized and people cannot troll you. But for reasons of his insecurity, we are not going to bring his face on the show. But I know who he is. He came to our office, we saw his details, and I can give you a rough background about who he is. Our guest today is called Kiran Mohammed. Kiran Mohammed is a Pakistani, a 54-year-old Pakistani man. He came to Kenya in the year 2007. He has been in 4 countries. He has been in Bangladesh, he has been in India, he was in Dubai, and now in Kenya. All his travels were not for touring and exploration of the world. Largely, he was going here and there in search of greener pastures. And one thing he realized is that the grass is not greener on the other side. The grass is always greener where you water it. And when you water the grass, then you're able to experience the kind of scenes and views that you want. And therefore, in the year 2007, he decided to settle in Kenya at the heat of the post-election violence. 2008, 2007 destabilized him a little bit, but he was able to catch up as quickly as possible, and he established a hardware business. He lives in Ruiru. He was born and raised in Karachi. Karachi, Pakistani, and Pakistan, and he is a businessman. He was diagnosed with HIV and AIDS in the year 1997, and he was able to control, and his health dwindled. And during those times, as he said, it was very dangerous because people would develop stage after stage. I don't know whether the ARVs were there or things like that, but he was able to mutate from level to level. Those days, if somebody contracted HIV and AIDS, they were moving from stage 1, incubation stage, I don't know what stage, to the full brown stage, where they would be emaciated and probably die. But he survived, and maybe with the coming of the antiretrovirus, he was able to survive step by step. And as to him, according to him, he is healthy. I saw him, he is healthy. For those who would want to see his photos, he will send them directly. And the only reason that he doesn't want his photo to be online is because probably he feels that he can be trolled or things like that, or he's ashamed. That's according to him, he's ashamed of the condition. And he is single. The reason why one is single is very paramount in decision making. For instance, if you are single out there and you're looking for somebody who can, if you're single out there and you're looking for somebody who can, let's say, match with you, You're also looking at why are they single. Is this the reason why I want my partner to be single? Is this a reason that can make me hook up with them? You understand? And for that reason, I decided to ask the same questions that I ask every other time we have a guest on board. Okay? And therefore, this question features prominently on our show. Why are you single? And he said that in the year 1997, when he was diagnosed, he was living far away from home. It is good to be honest on this show because we get to understand why you are single and we can be able to help you. And while he was away from home, he contracted the disease. The wife was not sick. And therefore, as an honest man, as the honest man he is, he disclosed to the wife. There was no other option other than the wife leaving, and the wife left. They had a small baby and the wife left just like that. The wife left negative, he was left positive, and since then he has not been married. I asked him, have you been in relationships? He told me it is very difficult to decode about people who are positive and who are not positive. I mean, who is positive and who is negative while they're walking. And for that reason, he decided to stay single until he would find an opportunity, a platform that would help him. Because again, this is not something you go shouting, this is not something you go telling people, this is not something you go out there shouting that, you know, I'm positive, I'm not, and things like that. And that is exactly why he is single. So since 1997, he's been single, healed all the way in the 2000s, and now he is fine. He is living in Ruiru. He came, settled in Ruiru, started living in Ruiru. He's still living in Ruiru, and that is where his business is. He's doing hardware business. In fact, he has augured well with people in society to a point that he has been made a board chair and a board member of several private institutions, several private schools within the region and the Juja area. So he's a good man. Most people know him, and to he is looking forward to have an interaction on the show. But he's saying he's looking for a woman who is also positive, because positive people, he's on medication, and he believes that if if somebody is on medication and this has been proven and they are very very strict on their medication, then they can be able to survive even longer. Okay. And now, the truth of the matter is that most people don't know how to distinguish between Indians, especially Bangladeshis, Indians, and Pakistanis, largely Sri Lankas. Now, when you come from those regions, people are generally referring you to as an Indian, and because you don't want to keep on correcting people and things like that, you accept the title. So most people assume that he is an Indian, otherwise he is a Pakistani. And in even his businesses, watu wanasemanga kwa muhindi tunaenda kwa muhindi, and then he doesn't want to keep on correcting people. If you think it's muhindi, we look like wahindis, okay. So there is a very thin line between wahindi, the Indians, and the Pakistanis, the Bangladeshis, and the Sri Lankas. In fact, all those Asian countries around that region, it is different. It is difficult for people to distinguish. Okay, that's why even some people who come from the northern part of India and the southern part of India, sometimes they are not even looking like they come from the same country. Okay, and that is diversity. We appreciate diversity. I told you that on this show we don't judge. On this show, we ensure that everyone gets an opportunity. If you have not gotten an opportunity for your story to be featured, it's just a matter of time. Otherwise, uko kwa line, sawa sawa, uko kwa line, you will get featured. Another thing, Muhammad, I told you his name is Kiran Muhammad. Kiran Muhammad does not want his number to be online for reasons like this. When you send, when you have a business line, for instance, when you have a business line, you do not want people to be calling you, and this is the number he uses to procure goods, to send cement, to send metals, to send anything about his business. It is his business call. It doesn't make sense to keep on receiving calls day in. I told you the show is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. You can agree with me that there are so many limited calls that you can pick in a day. For instance, if 1,000 calls are coming your way, how can you pick all of them, pay attention, and things like that? It's an evolving world, and that's why I told you at times we have to appreciate when people give us emails, because when you look at it, it makes sense in every single way. Are we together? You're in business, you're working from Monday to Saturday, maybe you're working from Monday to Sunday, you're working from Monday to Friday, you're in business, you're in work, you're working, you're employed, or maybe you're even an employer. However, your work is not to receive calls. We should appreciate the growth when the growth comes. And one way of appreciating growth is when somebody gives you an email address. If you're interested, you can reach out. For instance, he gave us an email address, told us we have a business line. And this business line, I am not a Kenyan citizen. So I do not have two phone numbers. I only have one, which is in business, and it's the same business I'm using. And therefore, kindly ask the people who could be interested to send me an email. These days it's easier because you have Gmail on your phone. So you just text a message the same way you text a message on regular SMS, okay, or on WhatsApp. You send him a message, unaenda pale, una compose a message, you write your name. If you want to attach a photo, you can attach. If you want to attach your phone number, you can attach. And those who will please him, probably you can be able, those who please him, they can be able to reach out. And again, they're able to reach out, and then he can also share his number. And then the number of people who have his direct number becomes limited. And again, if they are limited, that means not everyone will bother him. It is not a bother, don't get me wrong, but even after he got a match, people will just be satisfied. Are we together? Another thing, when the show grows, you understand that there will be a number of people, many more people will be coming, and they will be showing interest in our guest. And for that reason, I decided to be bringing so many of them, so that we increase the chances of many people getting the matches. Are we together? Are we together to that point? So he has given us his email address. And one thing, I decided to be doing a background check, and Mohammed was on our was in our office last week, but one. We did a background check. We went to his shop. I can show you where the shop is. Are we together? So we went there and validated that he is actually not even an employee. He's the owner of the hardware, and therefore that makes a lot of sense when we tell you that we know the person. He welcomed us to his place. We didn't go, but we know where he lives. So that tells you, if anything, we know where to get Mohammed. We are giving people an equal opportunity. This is not a village channel. We cannot be revolving around one place. This is an international channel, and that's why I told you, even people in the diaspora, people in Gulf, anywhere in every part of the world, we are committed to ensuring that we give you matches that you like, matches that are good for your mental health. And I asked a few people from here and there. We sent our team there, and they validated that the man is indeed single. So usikue na woga, the man is single. Reach out to him. If you know somebody who could be interested and probably they're HIV positive, help them to reach out. Are we together? We appreciate diversity, we appreciate uniqueness, and we believe that everyone requires, or everyone deserves, to be given an equal opportunity when the platform is public, when the platform is private, and that is humanity. Are we together? So guys, that is Mohammed Karachi, and Mohammed Kiran from Karachi, Pakistan, and he believes that he can get a match on the show. I asked him, why don't you find a woman from your continent? Why don't you find maybe a woman from any other part? Why on the show? He told us that this is because I'm settled in Kenya. I'm living in Kenya. My home is in Kenya. I am not planning in any way to go back to Pakistan unless I'm going there to visit. Otherwise, my business is already established. I left Pakistan because it was not working for me. I left India because India was not working for me. I left Bangladesh because Bangladesh, not Bangladesh, not in, is it India, Bangladesh, Pakistan, and Dubai, now Kenya. He was also in Dubai. Why did you leave those countries? Because it was not working for him. But when he came to Kenya, even at the heat of the post-election violence, it started working for him. And this is an encouragement that our country is safe, our country is safe for business, our international ties, the geopolitical region, the geoeconomic atmosphere is good for people, even foreigners. Just the same way we have Kenyans working abroad and they are satisfied. Others are settled. Maybe some of them are settled. If you're watching us from different parts of the world and you're settled and that is where you get your daily bread, let us know in the comment section so that we can appreciate diversity. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. We appreciate your continued support. We appreciate the fact that you're subscribing to our channel, and if you're watching this video to this minute, I kindly request you to like the video. It helps to send more algorithm. The video is suggested to more and more people. So if you have not liked this video, gonga your like, okay? And if you have not subscribed, we're on the road to 10,000 subscribers. We already hit it, okay? And we believe that very soon we will get there. Are we together? So don't forget that the contacts of my guest will be on my Facebook stories at Jenga Njero. So I will be back with more and more. So until then, this is Jenga Njero. God bless you. Bye bye.